So here we are in the annual book, and when I say annual book, we're talking about this one, okay? And it's on page 98, and it's called Color and Contour. And this was on the pre-order, and what I mean by that is, as a demonstrator, I get to order things a month early. So this was on the pre-order for me to order early, and I loved it from the beginning without even seeing it. And it's just a lot of fun to make cards with. So I'll give you some tips and tricks. And then we'll also come back next Wednesday night and we're gonna make some more cards with it, okay? And actually next week I have a lot of tips for you. I just couldn't get to all of it tonight, all right? Because it's just too much good stuff in here, okay? You can bundle this for 10% off. And if you bundle, it'll make it $50.25. So let me show you what it looks like in person here. This is the stamp set right here. And as you can see, you've got an outline image of the flower as well as a solid image. And by the way, it's not really solid. This is a distinctive stamp set, which means there's variation in the ink color, okay? So you're not gonna get a solid image when you stamp with it. Then here's the outline of another flower, and these shaded pieces right here fit on top of this flower. And then here's a little bud here, and this piece fits right here on top. Then you've got some, I always like to call this grunge, and then you've got a leaf outline here, okay? You've got some awesome greetings. You're absolutely amazing. Here for you now and in better days ahead. So very happy for you and thank you for everything. All right. Now you've already seen the dies because I used them during my open house, which was the first part of May. And not only that, but I've used it on so many cards like these 1, 2, 3, 4. These 5 dies are my staple right now. All right, they're like my go-to when I'm creating a card, and it fills up the card base and it makes it really easy to put a card together. Hi, Carolyn, welcome. Well, now I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's stamped and when it's cut out. And you might even want a screenshot of this. These are the scalloped contours dies, okay? And you get this large scallop piece right here, which we're gonna use next week on a card. I didn't have time to get to it tonight. Here's the flower cut out. Here's the other flower that's cut out. And then what I've done is I've cut out each of these dies, all 5 dies, ladies, right there. And I used pale papaya, and I used fresh freesia. Wow, I almost forgot my end colors. The dies are amazing. So if you haven't seen them in person, just trust me on this, you will want them. They are just amazing. I can't say anything less than that. And so this is what we're gonna use tonight to create our cards, all right? Now we're also going to be using another die set tonight, and it's the stitched rectangles. And the stitched rectangles have 13 different sized stitched rectangles. The stitched rectangles were in our older annual catalog, and it carried over to this annual catalog, okay? So these are available. Okay, so these are our cards tonight. And I'm going to show you how to create each one, okay? So it should be fun. And let's go ahead and get started with some stamping, okay? All right, so here's my tray right here. And I put all my supplies in this tray. Now I need to just dig them all out. All right, let's see here. Here's my scrap paper right here. And to stamp our flower, we're going to use black memento ink. Hi, Tara. Welcome. Hello, hello. Good to have you. We're using black memento because we may decide that we want to use our Stampin' Blends to color. And you'll need this ink when you use our Stampin' Blends, okay? This is the ink you want to use. And this is the flower image right here. And since it's kind of big and the pad's kind of small, I am just going to ink this up. So Pam, the crystal trays, the plastic trays are from Dollar Tree, and they are rectangle, and I use them when I teach classes. Each person will get one. They put their supplies in it. I use it for this to keep all of my supplies, you know, nice and organized. All right, ladies, so what we're doing is we're going to stamp this flower, okay? Just like that. All right, so yeah, the trays come in, and by the way, I've had mine for years, but Dollar Tree still makes them. All right. Now, we are actually going to stamp the flower image, but if you would like, you could certainly color it with your Stampin' Blends. Now, we're going to use fresh freesia. And I know some of you will love this and others will not. Again, there isn't a solid image and it isn't a perfect fit. So honestly, it's kind of like a watercolor, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead now and stamp mine, and I'm gonna stamp it like this. And now you're going to see that the ink is not necessarily inside the lines. Now the stamp is designed that way, all right? And you may not like that, okay? So if you don't, you can use your Stampin' Blends to color. So Lee says, what's the platform that you're working on? So Lee, when I use photopolymer stamp sets, they don't have that rubber cushioning. And so I am just using one of our Stampin' Up mats, and I believe you can find it in the annual catalog. If not, you'll find it in the online store, okay? I do like the look of this, Kathy. I'm with you, but I know that, you know, I have some customers who really don't care for it, and that's okay because, you know, we're all different and we all like different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so I'm now coloring with Soft Succulent, okay? And I'm actually using the lighter shade, but I just may go back and actually add some darker, all right? So the stem does not have a stamp set, all right? Only the flowers. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to go back here. I probably should have started with my dark, but I'm just adding a little bit of dark ink. Okay. Right there, and that is my flower. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to stamp is we need to get our greeting done. So let's do the greeting. And this one is going to be Here for You Now. All right, and let's see, what color I'm going to do that in polished pink. All right. I know, I agree, Sue. And it's, you know, it's a watercolor image or a watercolor look, and I like that. Now, I don't have any paper on here, and of course I don't want to mess it up with all kinds of ink. So I'm just flipping this over just so I can stamp this. There we go. All right. Now, this shape right here came from the stitched rectangles. Okay, so that's where that is from. All right, now we'll go back to this flower. And now what I'm going to do is, I thought we'd get all our stamping done first, and then we'll cut everything out, and then we'll assemble everything. Okay, so this is actually for the next card, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get it stamped. All right. All right, and My arm just keeps getting in the way. I am just inking this up with black memento ink. All right, so that's my flower. Now this flower is very, very tricky, okay? It's harder to stamp that image, and it's a little bit more difficult to cut out, okay? So you're gonna find out. All right, let's do one in polished pink. All right, so when you're stamping this, you're probably going to want to look directly over the black stamped image, okay? This does not line up perfectly, and so probably what you're gonna see me do is, you are gonna see me, I'm gonna keep turning, and I might even stand up a little bit so that I can see. All right, will that work? Nah, don't like that. So as you can see, this is oh, that works. All right, so that lines up pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stamp that, all right? So let me zoom in so you can see how that looks, all right? So see how some of the edges are not inked, okay? And it's designed that way, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and clean my stamp, and then we're gonna stamp one more time. Let's see. And I'm gonna use soft succulent for the next one. All right, can I see the stamp for the stitched triangle? Ooh, stitched triangle. Do you mean this? Give me a few more details, Maria, okay? So I know what you're talking about. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna stamp the next one. I'm gonna move that greeting out of the way. And again, I'm gonna stand up so that I can look directly over this. And what I do is I just turn it. Whoops, oh, that's not cool. Don't do that, okay? Don't do what I just did. All right, so it's still gonna work. I don't need another sheet of paper yet, but I am just following and I am turning until I find the flower. Will that work? That works pretty well. So I will just go on and stamp that one. All right. All right. I'm still going to be able to cut out these flowers. This is not going to interfere with what we're doing. Okay. Oh, the stamp set that comes with the bundle. Okay, gotcha. So this is the stamp set. It's color and contour. Okay. That's the stamp set. All right. Okay, there's one more thing that we are going to stamp, and then we're going to be ready to do some cutting. Let's see. I'm looking for some scrap paper. Let me see something. I'm going to grab one more piece of paper. Okay, so like this piece is way too big, but we're gonna use it because that's what I grabbed. And this time, and this is for the second card, I just thought it would save us more time if we do all our cutting at one time. Let me know if you don't like it. All right, you are amazing. And I'm gonna put that about right there, and that's going to get cut out with a die, okay? You're welcome, Maria. Hi, Sally. Welcome. All right. Ooh, so Laura says both flowers in the catalog in the same position. Laura, I will have to go back and look at that because I never noticed that before. That is actually a good tip. Okay. All righty. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get our things cut now. Oh, you just got that set, Peggy, and you love the dies, and I've used them already, but happy to know the stamps are so versatile too. Yeah, the stamps are versatile, but even if you just get the dies, you'll be so happy because they're just great. I'm bringing in the mini tonight to cut everything. All right, which means I might have to trim my paper. All right, yep, I'm gonna trim my paper a little bit so that it fits in the mini. Laura says, any strange emojis are coming from my cat. She wants to participate. I love it. She is welcome to participate, Laura. Tell her she is always welcome. All right, so we're gonna do some cutting, and we're using cutting pad number 1. And then cutting pad 2. And then we're going to add our paper and our die. All right, everybody with me so far? Now, I might use a little bit of washi tape just to keep this in place. I will go ahead and grab some. Washi tape is not very sticky, so it's great to use to kind of hold things down. Another thing that you can use is a Post-it note. All right, and since we don't have a magnet for this, all right, and then y'all know my real trick, right? You just hold your breath. It goes through the machine and you hold your breath. Because that's pretty much what I do. All right. I think we can get this through now with our little mini as I shake the table. All right. All right, and that's our flower cut out for us. And then I can just remove the die and put that back. And now we're going to use this die. And boy, this gets to be so tricky. And this plate's a little flatter, so I'm going to use that one. All right, so again, I use the same method. I know, isn't the mini cute? I use the same method. I keep turning and turning and turning until it matches up. Now, it can be done because I know for open house, I probably made about 60 of these, okay? They were on some different signs and things. And so it can be done. You just gotta be patient. And again, you'll see what I'm doing here. I am just turning this until we get a good fit. Ooh, nope, that doesn't work. I've tried some other ways of figuring this out, and none have really worked for me, so this works. This is what I do. And it's a little hard for me to line up now because I'm looking at it sideways. All right. Let's see here. Will that work? No, that won't work. All right, the other thing I like to do is just kind of look at the die for a minute and see where there are some spaces. Will that work? We could be here all night. It's been a while since I've done this. So, no, Gail, you broke your big shot? No, you didn't. We're gonna get you a new Stampin' Cut emboss machine. All right, ladies, let me just pull this off and look at it. It is super hard for me to do that sideways, and I will show you in just a second, or maybe I can do it like this. All right, let's see what we got here. Like I said, once you figure it out, of course, I have forgotten what I had figured out. All right, let me see something. I should have practiced this. All right. All right, so I'm gonna keep turning, y'all, sorry. All right, let's do a different flower. Maybe it'll be a little easier until I get used to it again. All right, is that it? No. No. I'm sure y'all have already figured it out. Oh, for goodness sakes. That's not it. All right, let me look at something here. Would this be it? I'm trying to look at the shape of the flower as well as I know what I'll do. I'm going to turn the flower around and that might be helpful. I'm sorry. I promise you, when I was getting ready for open house, I cut 60 of these things and I got so good at it. And now I can't figure it out. All right, come on, work, work, work. All right, aha, ha, 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 ha. All right. I don't know what I did, but I think I got it figured out. All right. Yes, I was trying, Mary Kay, and I was just having the hardest time. All right, my cut might be a little off. I hope not. Who else has this and has tried this? All right, there we go. There we go. We got that one. We have one more to do. We can do it. All right. So let me push this over here again. And again, I'm going to hold this up. This is much easier for me. All right. And we'll see. This is the hardest part of the whole card, because I think you're going to be real happy with the way this card is going to turn out. All right, now. See, I've got that long break right there. I know. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. Oh, do I have it? Do I have it? All right. I do not have it. Hang tight. Does that work? Nope, not quite. I don't have any tricks for you all other than this, and I'll try and maybe figure out a trick before next Wednesday night. All right, here we go. Okay, so with your Big Shot, if you have the Sizzix Big Shot from Stampin' Up, there is a 3-year warranty, okay? So it really depends on how long you've had your Big Shot. All right, and now that we don't sell the Big Shot, I don't know how the warranty even works, so. All right, so I think we've got this done. Let's gently pull the washi tape off. And there's our flower, okay? So you are gonna notice there really isn't an exact match for the die either, but I think it adds character to the flower. So anyway, all right, so one other item to cut out, and that is the words that we stamped. And so we're gonna cut those out with that die. And nope. So now I'm looking for that real quick. Here we are. All right. And this I'm going to cut so that it will fit inside the machine. All right. Just kind of freehand that. All righty. I love using the mini for this because it just fits so nicely right under my camera. Yeah, could definitely fussy cut. Absolutely. All right, so what we're doing is we're gonna add You're Absolutely Amazing, okay? And then we're gonna put that cutting pad there. I'm gonna go this way because I'm used to turning it sideways from here. Okay, come on, there we go. All right. And this is the last piece that we need to cut tonight. Everything else is already pre-cut for us, okay? All right. All righty. Okay. Now the next step to our card is to create these colorful layers. So let me zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Hey, Jeanne, good to have you tonight. Okay, so for each one of these colors, I used a stitched rectangle, okay, and some in color designer paper. Now, for those of you that are about to get your in color share box, you're gonna have this paper so you can start creating, okay? All right, so let me show you which stitched rectangle I used. It happens to be this one, and this is the size right here. Whoops, I'm sorry. This is the size, and I cut one of these in each color, okay? So let me measure this stitched rectangle for you just to give you an idea of the size. The die is 3 inches by 1 inch. So that's going to be an easy die for you to find. And if your dies are arranged similar to this, it's this piece right here. Okay, this one right here. That's the one that I used. And then for here for you now, for the words, I used this skinny one, all right, for the words. So those are the 2 stitched rectangle dies that I used, all right. Be careful, don't rub your fingers along these dies because you can cut your finger. And I've done that a couple of times, so I know that it really does happen. All right, so we're gonna start with a piece of Whisper White tonight. And this is really important. This Whisper White piece is 2 7/8 by 4.5 inches, okay? And then you're going to need 5 of these rectangles, and you're going to want all 5 in colors, okay? All right, I'm gonna zoom out just a little, and I'm gonna pull out my seal, and you can put these in colors in any arrangement that you want, okay? It does not matter. All right. So here's the first one, and I'm using that Whisper White paper as my guide, and I'm being sure that I tape along that edge, okay? Just like that. So this actually helps me keep my paper straight, which I love because I don't always get my paper straight. Okay. The next one I'm going to do is Soft Succulent. Again, use any color that you want, any arrangement of colors. All right. And then again, I'm going to stick that one right next to it, just like that. Okay. Ooh, what's my favorite in color, Jeanne? Well, I love all of them, to be perfectly honest. I really, really do. So that's kind of where I am with it. But I guess Soft Succulent, that's probably my favorite because I love green. So I'll go with Soft Succulent. But I took the in color quiz and I found out that I'm Pale Papaya. So, all right, now we're using Polished Pink. It's going right up against Soft Succulent, okay? Then we're going to use Pale Papaya. And it's going to go right up against that one, okay? So having this white piece of paper is extremely helpful because it keeps everything in line and keeps you from getting it crooked. So now we'll do this one right here, okay? Now, mine's too long. It shouldn't be this long. I don't know what measurement I gave you. So guess what? I'm going to trim it off. okay? There we go. Now I'll give you the measurement, okay? It should measure about 4, look at that. That is about 4 7/16. Oops, sorry. 4 7/16. Because 8/16 would be a 1/2 inch, all right? Okay, so that's done. Now I'm gonna give you a really cool measurement. You'll definitely wanna write this one down. And this is the designer paper that we're gonna use on top. All right, so let's see. It's going to need to measure 2 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch, okay? And they're gonna fit perfectly inside these rectangles. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to center it with the stitching. All right, so in other words, when I center this, you can actually see the stitching on the outer edges of that designer paper, okay? And I'm going to do all of them. So my next one here is soft, succulent. And I will center this one. I just think this is so fun. And you can use any kind of designer paper you want. This one goes here, like that. You can also take your designer paper and adhere it to the cardstock before putting it on this Whisper White base, okay? You don't have to do it the way I am doing it, okay? It's whatever you're most comfortable with. And my last one here. This is the fresh freesia. And it goes right there, okay? Now, we're gonna pop up this little baby onto the card base, okay? So once your pieces are cut and colored, this is super fast to assemble, okay? Yeah, it's a double layer. So here's the double layer, all right? Here's my card base, which measures 5.5 by 8.5. All right, and this is ready to be centered, okay? Whoops, and I'll turn it around this way. And we're just gonna center that right in the middle, okay? Hi, Rosemary. Yes, I can remeasure the white cardstock, absolutely. So with the white cardstock, Leslie, you're gonna want it to measure 2 7/8. Now this is the Whisper White that's underneath here, okay? So it's 2 7/8 by 4 7/16. But if you cut it at 4.5, you can always trim off that Whisper White part, okay? Oh, I'm so glad y'all like the cards. Thank you. All right. So now we're gonna pop up this flower, and Stella just might be going on this flower. Where is Miss Peggy? I hope she is still watching, because she loves Stella. And we are referring to Wink of Stella. Okay. Thank you, ladies. I'm so glad you like it. All right. Peel off these little pieces. And then we're gonna arrange our flower like this. Okay, we just popped it up. I'm sorry. You were out of view. And then we're going to add dimensionals here. You know, I love to pop things up. And then I'm just going to add it right here, okay? And before I set it aside, we're going to go ahead and add a little wink of Stella to the flowers. Again, you can always take your Stampin' blends and you can always color, okay? If you don't want to use the stamp. I might even do the leaf a little bit. I'm so glad everybody likes it. Hi, Marty. Marty, you're back in Virginia. I know you've been in Florida for a little bit. All right, so I even did the little stem a little bit. All right, so that's our first card, and we're going to give this away later tonight. All right. Okay, so let me set this one aside. And our next card looks like this. Okay. Now, I did something a little differently to this one. Do you see the designer paper? I did every other one. I didn't do them all. All right, so that's another option. Well, Rosemary, you can always watch the replay, and we're so happy to have you. Please plan to join us again. Oh, okay, Marty. So, Marty, you're selling your house in Virginia. Very good. All right, ladies, we're going to start with that same piece of Whisper White cardstock to build this card, okay? All right, and this time I'm going to arrange the colors a little differently. So endless possibilities and variations of this particular card. What? Stella is broken? Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. You might need a new Stella, Peggy. All right, so here we are. I'm adding that next one. I'm going to zoom out just a little. See what I want to do next. Oh, I'm going to do this one next. I'm really going crazy. It's going to be different than the sample, okay? I'm getting so close to the end of this tape runner. Okay, and I'll go ahead and add the pink now. Gonna add it right there. And one more. I thought I had lost it. Right here, and again, mine's a little too long. So this is where I'm going to trim it, okay? Yes, you should always have a Stella standing by. Absolutely, Gail. Oh, gosh. Okay, so this is how I've done this one. And I'm really going to just switch things up on y'all for this one. Let's do we want to do every paper color, or are we going to do every other? I guess we can do every other on this one. So you can see what you could do, just 2 of them if you wanted. But we'll do 3. We're doing it in odd numbers here. All right. Oh, wonderful, Joanne. Storage box. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Good for you, Joanne. What an accomplishment. You're all ready for graduation on Saturday. I know, every other does look nice. And Melissa says she always has 2 or 3 Stellas on hand. I think, you know what, Peggy's going to have to do that. Because Peggy loves her Stella. She needs more than one. She could have triplets. All right, so this one I did a little bit differently. What do you think? Let's go ahead and we'll add dimensionals, and then we'll add those flowers. I'll peel this off, and then we'll get our card base. The rule of 3, absolutely, Sally. Did you used to teach school? I think you did. All right, excuse my reach there. I'm getting my card base. Again, it's 5.5 by 8.5. And I am going to center it, and this card is going to be in landscape mode. Whoops, don't think that's the way I want that. My hardest part is getting this all lined up. Okay, now we will add our words, which we're gonna add right here, okay? I actually meant to turn this around the other way, but didn't do it. All right, oh good, I'm glad you like this one. All right, you're absolutely amazing. I love this die with all those sweet little holes. Isn't that just darling? These are our flowers tonight. So, oh, something I wanted to, well, it might be too late. It might be too late to do it. Let me see. I wanted to show you how this leaf works. And it might be too late for me. It's too late for me to do it, but I want you to envision that I've stamped a green leaf up here, okay? And I forgot to do that. You know what? Let me see. Will this come off? If this comes off, I'm gonna do it, okay? All right, 2 more to get off. I want to show you what you can do with that leaf outline, okay? So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so we pretty much know where that rectangle was, and I'm going to use soft succulent. And I'm actually going to put that one about right there, okay? So it's just a leaf, but I just want to show you what you can do with it. All right. And then we're going to put this back. And that should take care of that. So you see our little leaf outline? And then, missing my my dimensionals there. I'm gonna put that, you know what? I might do the pink one. Let's do, that's green. Where's my pink one? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm putting my pink flower there, and it looks like I have a leaf behind it. So that's why I did that, okay? And again, I am popping up the flowers. And I think I'll put that one there. I am going to take my pale papaya. It is the light colored one. And I'm going to color in the center. Right along there. I'm going to zoom in if I can. There we go. And this is where I'm using my Wink of Stella on my flowers. So I hope you like that. All right, now we'll do this one. Again, I always go super fast when I'm doing a live, just so you don't have to wait for me to do all of this. So, but it doesn't take very long anyway. Okay, so that's my flowers there. I will add a couple of dimensionals. Let's add a pink one. I'm using the itty bitties. And I'll use a bigger green one right there. All right, so I'll zoom out. And that's the card. And this one is the original. Now I can really zoom out. All right. And so that was just by, boy, that is super crooked. Oh gosh. Oh, I promise you I have made cards before. You're right, Margaret. This is how we learn. Absolutely. Okay. So there we are, our second card. Oh, Sue likes this one. This one's her favorite. How fun. All right. Well, I have one more card to share with you, and this one is super simple to do. And the reason I'm showing you this one is because when you purchase $35 in product in my online store, you earn this free tutorial, okay? And it's 16 projects, and this is my card for this month for the tutorial. So you're actually getting to see it now. Again, we're using Color and Contour Bundle. That's the stamp set and the dies. Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much. Does anybody know what paper this is? It's in the annual catalog. I know, I love the scallop frame, Jan. All right, so tell me if you know which designer paper this is. Thank you, Ethel. Hi, Connie. Thank you so much. I am just popping out some paper here. All right. Oh, you want this one, Maria? I'll draw your name for this one. Okay. Gail, bingo. It is hand-pinned designer paper. Isn't this gorgeous? Kathy, you must have the dies. Absolutely. You should not be without these dies. Okay, so we're going to put this card together. Someone will win it tonight. And it's so easy to put together. It is a soft, succulent card base. I am using the largest scallop die. This is Pale Papaya. This is the hand-pinned designer paper. And this is also one of the dies from this same die set, okay? So I just noticed that I need to pop out these little guys. So let me do that real quick. All right. Well, thank you, Maria. You can shop in my online store. You can get the bundle, and you'll get a tutorial, and you'll earn a bee or two. I can't remember how much it is, but I think you'll earn at least one bee. All right, now I've already taken the time to stamp and cut this out, okay? That just saves us a little bit of time. You've seen me cut it out. I'm gonna use some fresh freesia. Yeah, the paper's amazing, Kathy. It's called hand-pinned designer paper. Let me find my words. So very happy for you. And I see there's a little piece, something sticky, okay? So I want to get that up. I know, hand-pinned's one of my favorites too, Connie. Absolutely. Okay, got the stickiness off. And now I can do So Very Happy for You. We're going to stamp that right in the corner, right there. Yes, you do. Okay. I will check your beat card, Maria. You might have to remind me tomorrow, but I'm happy to check it for you, okay? All right, because I know you have one on file. All right, I'm using the dark succulent now for the vine, for the leaves, okay, and the stem. Now, you can stamp this in color and then cut it out, or you can do like I'm doing. You can stamp, cut it out, and then color it, okay? Either way works just fine. This time you're going to see me color, and I'll zoom in. You're going to see me actually color the flower. And let's start with dark freesia, and I'm just going to add some lines here. Okay. Right here. along here, just in the outline a little bit, okay? All right. Are we... Connie, I love your question. Are we getting bees in our boxes? I wish you were getting bees in your boxes, but they're still on back order, Connie. So no bees. The color of the words, Laura, is Fresh Freesia, the new in color, okay? Now I'm going to take my light Fresh Freesia, and now I'm going to go back and I'm going to color. And you know what? I'm going to use the brush tip. I tend to use the fine tip mostly because I feel like I have more control over my coloring. But for this is a bigger space, and so I'll use the brush tip. And right along here. All right, so that's what it looks like when it's colored in. Thank you, Simone. I am so glad you like the cards. Thank you so much. We're now ready to put this one together. We're gonna have 3 prizes tonight because we have 3 cards. I know, I'm still waiting on bumblebees too, Peggy. I am. I cannot wait until they come. All right, so if you're brand new tonight, we're at the end. If you're brand new tonight, you will want to comment because that's how you can possibly win one of tonight's cards. So please say hello. All right, I'm gonna zoom out, ladies, because I've got to fill this thing. All right, I knew it was going to run out. So I did buy all the bees. Sue's absolutely right. I bought every single one of them. I'm so glad y'all like this card. Now this one I made some time ago. I mean, I made this one. This was on display at my open house. So I'm looking for the other side of my dispenser, which I actually put in the trash. Shouldn't have done that. All right, I see some sticky stuff on here. That's right, Melissa, you were correct. I've got all the bees. Okay, now we'll fill this. And I can put this back on and we can get back to business. All right. And again, soft succulent card base, pale papaya for the scalloped rectangle. I'm so glad you like them, Peggy. Thank you. Now, believe it or not, I'm going to pop this up, okay? Yay, Simone! I'm so glad you have everything and you can make these cards. Now, ladies, when you make these cards, please share them. All right, please. Love to see your creations. They mean so much to me because it's fun to share these things together. All right. Gail says, I'd like to win all 3 cards, please. I'm not selfish. I'm just in love. I love it, Gail. All right. So I was thinking tonight before class, wouldn't it be nice? You know, we have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rectangle scallop dies. Wouldn't it be nice to have measurements for the designer paper that fits with each die? Would you all like that? Because I'm thinking if I get a chance, I just might do that for y'all. That way you can add designer paper and you don't have to measure every single time that you want to use it, okay? I know, Brenda, aren't you surprised that I'm popping up everything? Total surprise. I'm popping this up too. And of course, I'm gonna pop this up. All right. And I'll use 2 little minis. All right. And we'll get those peeled off. The size of the designer paper, Laura, what a great idea. I will measure it for you. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely try and get that done and make y'all a chart so that you can have the measurements for designer paper for each die. For this piece of designer paper, it is measuring, all right, here's a crazy measurement, okay? It is right there. All right, this one's really, all right, you see 3¼ inches? It's one line after 3¼ inches. So it actually makes it 3 5/16. Isn't that crazy? So some of these are a little weird. All right, the next one is 4 5/8. So that's an easy one. All right. So the only thing is when I give you these new measurements, they might be a little wonky. All right, like to the 16ths. All right, we are going to adhere that and we're going to add a little wink of Stella. All right. All right.